From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. AccuWeather meteorologists are keeping an eye on a broad area of weakly spinning low pressure that could slowly consolidate and develop into a tropical storm along the southeastern coast of the U.S. into early next week. Meanwhile, tropical development in the eastern Pacific continues at a brisk pace, with Flossie achieving major hurricane status for a period of time this week. An area near the U.S. coast is being monitored for slow tropical development in the coming days. The large area of interest is located a few hundred miles to the east of Florida's Space Coast. AccuWeather meteorologists have had their eye on this zone for future development since mid-June and have assigned a high risk for waters along the U.S. southern Atlantic coast into next week. Water temperatures in the southwestern Atlantic and Gulf of Mexico are high enough to support the formation and strengthening of a tropical depression or storm. The typical threshold for development is around 80 degrees. There is very little in terms of disruptive breezes or wind shear in this area. There are high moisture levels along and off the southern east coast of the U.S., which is needed for tropical development. In the coming days, high pressure will develop over the Ohio Valley and move eastward. At the same time, a large area of high pressure over the central Atlantic, called the Bermuda High, will hold its ground. The Atlantic area of interest will tend to exist between these two areas of high pressure and could be fortified somewhat by both of them. AccuWeather lead hurricane expert Alex De Silva said that which high ends up exerting more influence may determine the track of the tropical area of interest should it develop. If the Bermuda High is stronger, it could push the tropical feature close to the U.S. coast and potentially shorten the development window. On the other hand, should the high building from the Midwest be stronger, it could shunt the tropical feature more offshore over the Atlantic, where it might have more time to evolve and strengthen. From Friday through early next week, conditions will favor rounds of drenching thunderstorms from parts of Florida to the coastal Carolinas, fueled by tropical moisture and lingering atmospheric instability. As for the Gulf potential tropical system, steering breezes would likely guide any massive showers and thunderstorms toward the west along the northern Gulf Coast and eventually could take thunderstorms into Texas early next week. Now, even if both tropical features fail to fully develop, seas and surf can build for a time in the region, especially in the zone from northeastern Florida to the Carolinas over the extended holiday weekend. Swimmers should use caution as surf and rip currents are likely to build. Conditions can become hazardous for small craft operating outside of the intracoastal waterway. The eastern Pacific continues with its machine-like tropical development as Flossie rapidly intensified during the first part of the week, taking only a couple of days to go from a tropical storm to a major Category 3 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson scale. The storm will bring dangerous waves and rip currents to the Mexican coast through Friday. Flossie is the second major hurricane of the eastern Pacific hurricane season, following Hurricane Eric, which got to a Category 4 storm with winds of 145 miles per hour during June. Now, Eric was not only the earliest fifth storm in the basin on record, it was also the strongest major hurricane to make landfall in Mexico so early in the season. On average, the sixth named storm of the year does not form until early August, and the second major hurricane of the season does not occur until mid-August. As Flossie tracks off to the northwest, a new area of showers and thunderstorms is forecast to give birth to the next tropical storm of the season for the eastern Pacific. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com. And what will the weather be like for your cookout or other outdoor activities you've got planned for the 4th? Well, you can download the AccuWeather app and have your local forecast at your fingertips. Enjoy the rest of your day. Be safe. I'll be back tomorrow with more from AccuWeather.